me, Curtis G. Welcome to the show. Today's openings is from the SMART train station in downtown Novato. And I'm doing this selfie style. I left my tripod at home. And I've got my little earbud in, AirPod. What do they call it? AirPod. Anyway, taking the train up to the Sonoma Airport. And I hope to get a shot of the train coming to the station. Then we'll head northbound. This is my second time on the SMART train. And I got to tell you, loved the first ride. Hope the second one is just as good. What kid does not enjoy train rides? And let's face it, I'm just a big kid. On today's show, I've got 2 recipes and a lot of tips. A shrimp scampi, one of my favorite dishes. Well, you know, I love a lot of dishes. This shrimp scampi is made quick and easy. Also, I'm going to give you tips on deveining, peeling and deveining shrimp, so stick around for that. After that, we've got a recipe that I have promised you a couple of times. I've been teasing it. It's the dish I prepared and served to Paul Prudhomme and Julia Child on the same day. Wow, look forward to sharing that story with you. I'm excited about getting on this SMART train again, you know? It's a pretty easy process. Maybe sometime I'll come down and show it to you. Again, for those of you who don't know my history, you know, I learned to read at a late age 26. And I still have a bit of a phobia when it comes to reading in public, or also like working with machines by myself. So I get a little freaky deaky. And I'm finding out that happens with a lot of people. So if we can do things to make that easier for folks, let's do it, okay? Well, enough chit chat from me. I'm gonna try to wait for that train shot to come in. Then we'll get to the kitchen and make shrimp scampi and fresh pickled melons. Peace. Remember, it's about spreading love. I'm gonna put my mask on so I don't spread germs. Spread love, not germs. Peace out. Scampi, shrimp scampi. Wow. Another one of those beautiful Italian dishes I absolutely love. Making scampi, making shrimp scampi is pretty easy, simple too. I just want you to be mindful and not to burn the butter, okay? And here's a tip you can use when cooking with butter. Just add a little bit of olive oil or canola oil, some type of oil that helps to raise the smoking point of that butter, okay? Ingredients to make our scampi. Of course, I've got shrimp. I got 2 types of shrimp I want to share with you today. This is one that's been deveined, peeled and deveined at the store. I'm going to show you a trick. It's some of my mother's love when she cooked shrimp. We'll talk about that in a second or two. Then I've got some shrimp that has not been peeled or deveined, and we'll do a few of those before we get going. My mother's love when it comes to shrimp, right? Now that backside, they always call that devein. However, on the inside, there's another vein in the shrimp. So I like to remove that before I cook it for myself, for someone I love, Lisa, my brothers, my sisters, you know. Mama always said, if you love them, you make the best thing you can for them. And when you remove that inside vein, shrimp is so sweet and juicy. Now, a lot of people complain about the fishy smell you get when you're working with shrimp or other seafoods. Lemon, the magic odor remover. Just peel a little lemon, squeeze some juice in your hands, and that'll remove much of that odor, okay? The rest of the ingredients for our scampi. Of course, I've got olive oil. That represents my olive oil. And then staying with the Julia Child school of whole food, right? Showing you the whole item. I've got a clove, well, that's a bulb of garlic, half a bulb of garlic. I've taken and minced, chopped about 7 cloves of garlic. I usually, the rule I have for making scampi is 1 clove of garlic to 1 shrimp. Okay, if I do 20 shrimp, I'm gonna have 20 cloves of garlic. Also, in my scampi, now, remember, I say this all the time, recipes are just starting points. Add yourself to the recipe. I love shallots, right? And we talked about these on a couple of other episodes. This is a shallot. Most of the times when you buy shallots, it comes in 2 segments, 2 sections like that. So what I've done is just taken one of those little pieces of the shallot and chopped it up finely, okay? So the whole shallot. And then I've got green onions, scallions, okay? We've talked about scallions on other shows. When buying scallions, just look at them. They shouldn't be flopping over. Old scallions would just kind of like that, so we don't want to do that. Just wash them, clip the bottoms off, then I've chopped them up like so. Butter, then we're gonna use some salt and pepper. Feel like making scampi? Let's peel some shrimp first, then we'll make scampi. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. boom, boom, wild thing. Okay, everyone, here comes the train. Just rolling down the track. Ooh, 9:12 is when we leave, and it's 9:12 right now. So let's take a train ride. Peace, brother. We always keep the strainer in the dish sink, of course. And what I like to do is just put some paper towel in there to catch those veins so they don't go into the strainer. It makes it a little easier to clean up. So, and we want some running water. Take a look at the back side of that vein. And I will take my paring knife. You want a very small blade and just slip right down the back. And you'll see how this little vein will just come out if done properly. See that? You just pull that out, that digestive tract. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. People are going to get grossed out. It's the truth, though. See, that's beautiful. To peel and devein a shrimp. Okay, that's a gorgeous jumbo prawn shrimp, you know. I remember as a youngster, well, what's the difference in a prawn and a shrimp, Dad? He goes, I don't know, they both taste good. I'm kidding. Pop would say, yeah, they taste good, but, you know, shrimp is a little thing, prawn is a big thing. My father, boy, he had jokes, and he had truth. Okay, all right, to peel a shrimp, that's it. It's like, not quite like peeling a banana, but hey now, you're just taking. So the first thing I'm gonna do is devein the back side, okay? I like to do it this way. Cut in here. See how we open the shrimp up that way? Just cut the back of it right along that, and you can see that track, and it comes right out. Yeah, we need to learn how to do this stuff, y'all. If you really want to cook for the folks you love, don't go tripping on me. Just pull that out. Just pull that ugly stuff out. If it looks ugly, it's going to taste ugly, right? And we're going to go all the way down the back and pull that whole vein out. Through the inside, we want to get that inside track. Take your time. No rush. You can't rush love. Look at that. We'll remove that inside track. This one's a little deeper because it's a larger shrimp, but take your time and just get that out. Like anything, the more you do it, the better at it you become. So practice, practice, practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you continue to practice, you got those permanent good habits. I love that saying. I think that was a John Wooden saying. I could be wrong, but however, I will check and find out. Here comes our train. I got to get my mask on. Let's make our scampi. Like I said, it's a pretty simple, easy dish to make. My asparagus I've steamed on the back there. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And let's get our scampi going. The burner turned on. I'm going to add, that's about what, a quarter stick of butter. I'm going to slice it. 1, 2, 3 pieces so it melts evenly through the pan. And I've got more just in case we need it. And remember I said we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to raise that smoking point, because olive oil has a higher smoking point than butter. So we increase that temperature, our heat, to our butter. And I'm going to add less than a quarter teaspoon. Just allow the butter to melt. I'm not sure if I shared with you, but we've got some house remodeling going on, bathrooms. So if you hear a bang or two in the background, Lisa's not throwing anything at me. It's just the construction guys. Oh, she's laughing at me when I say that. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Really? Oh, nice to hear that. All right, the butter's just about melted. And, you know, I'm going to start with the garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of my garlic and my shallots because I want to get that flavor in there. You know, and this is the essence of that scampi. Because the shrimp are only going to take about 3 minutes. Get all those shallots in there. Just going to cook those in the oil. So we're flavoring up that butter. And I'm going to add the green onions when I add the shrimp. Now notice on my left, I've got all my ingredients still in kind of an ice bath. Excuse my language, children. And let's add the last of the garlic. I'm going to add some more butter because we really want that butter in there, okay? Our shrimp are going to go in. This dish, as soon as the shrimp starts to turn pink, you know, we are rocking and rolling. Saute, saute, saute. Oh, isn't that pretty? Now, of course, you can do the scampi in the oven. You can just roast it. A lot of times that happens. However, this is the quickest, easiest, I think, method. And scampi goes great with pasta. I'm going to serve it, like I said earlier, with the asparagus. I add a little more butter here. I think I add a bit more olive oil as well. We're just going to toss it. You could add some white wine if you like. Isn't that pretty? Remember, this is one of my favorite ways of controlling the temperature. Just raise it up off the heat. You know, you can monitor your heat there. Adjust your heat, I should say. Pepper. Lisa likes a lot of pepper. I'm going to add just a bit of salt, because remember, shrimp come from the sea. So they have a lot of natural salt in them. I love this. The house smells so good. Woo! Nothing like shrimp. And, all right, truth is now, I'm doing this in the morning, okay? Full disclosure, as we say, or transparency. I started this show last night, these recipes last night, and I planned to finish it up last night. However, you know, I'm freshest and bestest in the morning. So I've been working hard, and I decided I'd get up and make the scampi in the morning. And it smells good in here, and I got to tell y'all, it's going to taste good too. Are you saying, okay, he's making shrimp in the morning? Think about it. Shrimp and grits. That's a morning time thing, right? Although a lot of restaurants serve them as lunch and dinner. But shrimp and grits, if you're in that low country part of South Carolina, hey, tell me you don't have shrimp and grits in the AM. I made this for Lisa a few days ago, and she says, Curtis, that's the best shrimp I've ever had. Was that true, baby, or were you just saying it to make me feel good?
Not just telling you because I love you.
Oh, it's true? Yeah, now.
Best shrimp I've ever had, and I'm not even a shrimp lover that much, and it was delicious.
Thank you, baby. You know, like I said before, if she's happy, I'm happy. All right, so look at that. Now, that was in real time. Shrimp needs about maybe a minute or two. I'm going to go ahead and do the work is done. Really not that hard of work. Just take your time, peel, devein that shrimp, saute it like I did, like I showed you. Now, we got it plated up, and I just did a little crisscross. I put 4 or 5 spears down, put 2 across the middle, large shrimp on either side of the asparagus, 2 small ones in the middle, and let's take a bite, see how it turned out. Some asparagus and shrimp, just absolutely gorgeous. Bon appetit. That shrimp is so sweet, so juicy. You're gonna love it. Please try this recipe. Okay, everyone, here comes the train. It's rolling down the track. Ooh, 9:12 is when we leave, and it's 9:12 right now. So let's take a train ride. Hey, it's Curtis. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today, I've got a recipe for you that I love this dish. Why do I love it so much? Well, 1, it tastes good. 2, I served this to the late, great Julia Child and the most incredible Paul Prudhomme on the same day. Whoa, yes, mind-blowing, I know. It still blows my mind to think about it. And they both became mentors to me in my early career. I'll never forget meeting Chef Paul, and I was doing a show in Atlanta, WXIA TV down in Atlanta, Georgia. And someone says to me, you know, Chef Paul's shooting a commercial next door. And I go, what? Really? So I took this little bowl of pickled melons, fresh pickled melons over, and let Chef try it. And he just loved it. And we talked for like an hour after, just he and I just hanging out. Fast forward 2 years later, I'm in Philadelphia at the Book and the Cook. And Chef Paul is on in front of me. And someone had the audacity to go say, Chef, you know, we got to get Chef Curtis up here. And I said, how dare you say that to one of the greatest chefs that ever lived? He can have all my time if he wants. That's how much I admired Chef Paul and the work he did. So, but he's such a gracious man. He said, look, let me introduce Curtis. So he introduced me. He's the one who introduced me to the crowd. It was mind-blowing. I get chicken skin thinking about that story. And earlier in the show, same day, I get to the studio and I'm going to, I was late. I'd been traveling a few days before, so I put together this quick, easy recipe. And I find out Julia Child is on the show. And I'm thinking, out of all the recipes in the world, I've got this thing I'm going to serve for, arguably the most popular chef ever and a mentor to all of us, She said to me after she tried the dish, "Oh, this is fabulous, Curtis." And every time I'd say Miss Child, she said, "Julia, please, call me Julia." So I asked her assistant, I said, did she really like it or was she just floating out? She said, Julia would never say that. If she didn't like a dish, she would tell you what she didn't like, why, and then how to correct it. So yeah, I got thumbs up. So afterwards, I asked Miss Child, I said, Miss Child, she said, "Julia, please." I said, "Should I go to culinary school?" She says, "Curtis, she had both my hands in her hands. She said, "Curtis, with your passion," because she had watched the show, "just cook and share your love of fresh food." So I tried to do that. Now, so this recipe, fresh pickled melons. It's early spring, and I love melons. I don't normally do much to them. I just like to slice them and eat them. However, before they get to their true ripeness, what I want you to do is make this dish. So I've got a watermelon, I've got honeydew, and a cantaloupe, okay? Now, June, July, August, I am late June, July, August. I don't make fresh pickled melons, okay? I make them when they're not as sweet, right? Early in the spring and late when they start to end the crop. So I'm gonna slice these into about 1-inch cubes, okay? So that's the melons like so. Cut through the bottom so it'll stand up on your cutting board. And then we just kind of trim it, because in a restaurant you want to get as much food as possible, right? You see how slice our melon. So we're going to slice through the middle. Any way you want to cut it works for me, right? I'm going to go through the middle. I want to remove those seeds, okay? This I do not want to put in my mulch pile because they will sprout up. Okay. Now, I brought two containers. Why? One, the things that will not go into the mulch pile, the seeds, and then one small container over here, and the things that will go into the mulch pile. And again, there we go. Just scoop those seeds out. I think I'm doing a good job showing the shot to you. And I think all we need is about half a melon, half a cantaloupe, half a honeydew, half of the watermelon for our recipe today. All right. Now, I'm going to put this into my container, my white, well, normally this is my pasta bowl. Today it's going to be my fresh pickled melon bowl. I've gone ahead and sliced it because I want to remove the seeds, and we'll talk about this. Like, that was one way of cutting a melon. Let's show you another way. So I've gone ahead and sliced the bottom of it. Well, this is a big honeydew. Again, this is a great recipe for, a breakfast, for the kids to have a nice little snack in the morning. But again, if you're serving to the kids, don't use the white wine. Use what? Grape juice, exactly. There's some nice sparkling grape juices out there, or sparkling apple juice. I think that'd be great as well with this dish. Now, there's my honeydew. And now we're not talking about the honeydew list here. We're talking about the honeydew melon. one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was when prepping melons. I always wash the outside of my melon. Why? So not to have any cross-contamination. I wash it, wipe it down, and I use warm to hot water. Don't worry, because you're not going to spoil. The melon's not going to spoil, because if you have it in the fridge for a day or two, it's nice and cold, and 30 to 60 seconds of even hot water on the outside won't change the temperature on the inside, okay? It removes any germs or dirt or anything that could be on the outside of that melon, so when you slice through it with a knife, you're not cross-contaminated. Make sense? Makes sense. All right. Well, I hope it makes sense. Okay, so now we can cut it any way you want. I can turn it over and then remove the peels that way. There's so many ways to peel your melon. Now look at that, right? Again, the same idea is to less waste on the melon. Less waste on the melon. I'm mumbling today, y'all. There we go. Did a little housekeeping to get some of this stuff out of the way. Now look at that. And I'm going to put all this into the same container because we are mixing these up. Let's taste this honeydew, see how it is. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to buy more honeydew. I was not expecting to be this good on April 27th. Okay, we're going to come back and do our watermelon next. And after that, it's easy peasy. Melon. Watermelon. I love watermelon. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if I had a melon ball and I actually was looking for it, I think what I would do just to give the salad a different look, I'd make melon balls. However, I couldn't find my melon baller, so let's slice this melon right through the middle and see what kind of cuts we can come out. This is a seedless variety. Let's just eat these last two pieces. I'm going to hand this to my camera person, Jet, back there. And I'll have this piece. Let's come back. We'll get our herbs chopped up and we'll make our salad. All right, y'all. The last phase is here. Some white wine. I think I'll add about half a cup of white wine here. About half a cup right there. Okay. I'm going to put about 2 ounces of vinegar, okay? A lot of vinegar, right? Don't worry, we got all that sweet stuff in there. There's our vinegar. 1001, 1002. It's about 2 tablespoons and a little more, okay? Mix that up, stir it up a little, darling. With our spoon. Now, I'm gonna add some of my sugar right here, just a little bit. Because I want that to dissolve in that white wine and vinegar. You don't have to taste this right now. Instead of using sugar, you could use honey. You could use a fruit puree, whatever. You know, remember, recipes are just starting points. I might start somewhere other than you. So with our tarragon, I'm just going to strip the leaves off of the stalk there, and this smells so good. Ooh, it's funny, I don't really like licorice. However, tarragon, wow, that aroma, that just really wakes my taste buds up. Now he's going to chop these as fine as you can, okay? Pull everything back to center. Just make little piles on your cutting board, okay? I hope I'm not causing too big of a shadow there. I hope you can see the knife action there. We're gonna add this to our, right into our liquid, because we want that to flavor it up. Now check this out. Use the back side of your knife. Don't put the straight end, the sharp end on the sharp end, right? You just want to push that right off, okay? Now, take your time here. Boom. In there. And if you have any left over, you can go ahead and sprinkle it into your salad, because that's where it's all going to end, right into the fruit salad. Let's do the same thing with some of our dill. The dill twigs aren't nearly as thick, so you can actually chop those up. However, I'm going to avoid the ones down towards the bottom. These up top, I'm going to snap that off. This dill smells so good. How small that is. Take that and chop it up. Add our dill to the salad. All right, now we are just about ready to make our baby sing. I'm gonna bring everything back in, stir it up, and of course you can add more of the fresh herbs. I think it just really helps it. And we're going to take and cover this and just let it sit in the fridge 30 minutes to an hour. And then tomorrow, it's going to be great tomorrow. All those juices, let them just come up. We want that. And it's okay to turn it a few times, a couple of times before you serve it. We'll wrap this with plastic wrap, put it in the fridge. Welcome back. We'll try. I've had the fresh pickled melons marinating for about 3 hours to give all those flavors a chance to marry, if you will. Remember, this is a dish I served to Paul Prudhomme and Julia Child the same day. They both enjoyed it, and I'm so happy and thankful I got to meet both of them. So let's serve it up. I'm just going to use a clear bowl there. Got the melons, watermelon, honeydew cantaloupe. That looks so good. Isn't that a pretty dish? All those colors there in that clear glass bowl. Let's try the cantaloupe first. Out of the 3 melons, the cantaloupe had it wasn't quite the sweetest, right? I think the watermelon was the sweetest. Honeydew was second, cantaloupe was third. So let's see what we got here. That's good. It really brings out that cantaloupe flavor. See how about the honeydew? Excellent. Again, I think this would be great at brunch or even at breakfast. If you're serving to the kids, just don't use the white wine. Okay. Oh, gotta try some watermelon. Give this a try. Let me know what you think. Peace and spread love. See you soon.